was a lot of controversy surrounding the last console Zelda game. People were split. Some moaned about Wind Waker's cartoonish look, while others embraced it. It was probably the first time Zelda fans were in different camps on the direction the series was taking. It's 3 years later, Nintendo has been hard at work trying to rekindle the spirit inside players. The result is The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess, a love letter to anyone who has ever enjoyed a Zelda game. Hyrule is in trouble again, and this time it's fallen under an oppressive darkness called the Twilight. As is par for the series, Link begins the game as a humble villager. Of course, watching the destitute kid from a grass hut go big time is what has made every Zelda story great, and it's no different here. Link's main nemesis this time around is Zant, a mysterious creature that hopes to bathe all of Hyrule in twilight. As a human, Link can only do so much with such unsavory characters, but he's quickly befriended by a small creature named Midna. She steps into the role of Navi from Ocarina of Time quite well, offering you hints when you need them, controlling your entrance to and from an alternate reality called the Twilight Realm, and even aiding you in reaching out-of-the-way places. The story unfolds in a variety of ways, but Twilight Princess does not include a second of voice acting. It can seem dated at first with all the high-production 10-hour games these days, but the series is still one of the best at developing characters with sharp writing, looping animation, and simple sound effects. There are plenty of gorgeous cinemas though, more than in any Zelda game before, including those patented touching moments that the series is known for. The story in Twilight Princess is thought-provoking and at the same time, fairly typical for the series. If you've played a single Zelda game, then you know it's ultimately going to boil down to 3 characters. How Twilight Princess gets there is smart and unexpected. Twilight Princess might be the largest action-adventure game ever created. You'll easily spend 50 to 60 hours plowing through the main quest, without taking time to really look around. The amount of content in the game absolutely boggles the mind. Nintendo could have split this game into 2 parts, and no one would have complained. Yet the robust travel and warping systems keep it from becoming a chore. The game progresses just like prior entries in the series. You start out with a simple sword and shield, and are rewarded for crushing massive bosses with new equipment and abilities. It's a great formula after all these years, and considering Nintendo is still the only developer pulling it off with aplomb, Twilight Princess demonstrates that 3 or 4 years between games is plenty to make the formula feel fresh all over again. Progression is always measured by your location and how many unlocked doors there are. It's all about getting to where you need to go by any means necessary. Luckily, there are plenty of means to the end. In addition to the classics like the hookshot, bow, and boomerang, there are several brand new abilities and weapons that will undoubtedly become fan favorites, and are perfectly integrated into the fabric of the game's design. The game is basically split into 2 parts, the normal realm and the Twilight Realm. In the normal realm, you play as human Link, and in the Twilight Realm, you play as a wolf. You traverse the same areas for both. The only difference is, in the Twilight Realm, the citizens of Hyrule are ghosts, and everything is shrouded in darkness. At the beginning of the game, there are specific times when you're transported between the 2, resulting in some moderate backtracking. Eventually, you gain the ability to change at your whim, and this is where the level design really begins to shine. There are minigames seemingly everywhere, and not just silly little point the Wii remote at a target type of minigames. There's a full-on snowboarding game with a legitimately sized course, and fishing that's so in-depth you can literally play it for hours. It also features some seemingly devilish puzzles that will humble you when you eventually figure them out. The Water Temple is especially interesting, as the entire dungeon is built around the concept of rerouting H2O around the massive layer. There's no denying that Twilight Princess is a GameCube game where the visuals are concerned. There's no discernible upgrade when you step up to the Wii version, but the art in this game is absolutely incredible. Occasionally, you'll stumble upon a few nasty textures here and there, but what Nintendo has pulled off with the limited resources is nothing short of astounding. It just goes to show that good art can keep a game from looking dated,